Alright guys, next video is going to be a bit of a watch video. So some of you may have remembered, and we talked about this, this situation goes from bad to worse. It really, really does. So we're going to talk about the fish tank cleaner girl again. Or girl and husband and wife actually. But we're going to talk about them again because more information has come out. Yeah, this situation, like I said, it keeps getting worse for the mainstream media. But the woman who blamed Trump for husband's death after he swallowed the chemical linked to beer bug wonder drug. Now, the reason why we're rehashing on this is because, as you can imagine here, you know, they talked about here that they were watching Trump. You know, he saw the chemical that Trump kept touting. So they thought, well, we'll have a hard time. Yeah, but we have it, you know, but isn't that the stuff from the fish pond? Mr. Reported that the drug was a game changer. They're going on about here. Will data make absolute right decisions based upon the effort of blah, blah, blah. Where's the believe quote? Here it is here. Her husband died shortly after arriving at hospital, and the woman told NBC, don't believe anything that the president says to his people, so be so careful. Now, the original story, they kind of made it seem like this woman was a bit of a Trump supporter. Interesting that they should say that. Because Stephen Crowder has gone through and done a little investigation of his own. So, in case you need another reason why you shouldn't believe all women, here's a reason. His reason 12,542. Obviously, just made a number. Remember the lady who convinced her husband to drink fish tank cleaner to save them from the coronavirus? Well, Stephen Crowder did some digging and found out the whole story. And they've obviously got a link to it. Now, we're going to watch his videos where he talks about this, right? And there's more to this yet. So, at the end of the day, blah, 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 blah. Right, so here's the situation here.
Everyone remembers the lady who drank fish tank cleaner, right?
Right. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Koi pond cleaner. I didn't say poi.
Oh.
Koi pond cleaner.
You
remember the story that we heard?
Right.
The story that we all heard and was covered in most major news outlets, both on television and publications, was that she heard a press briefing from Donald Trump touting the benefits of chloroquine.
Medication.
Which is medication, can be prescribed by a doctor. Therefore, because she trusted everything Donald Trump said, she and her husband, they both drank it, and he died, unfortunately, a tragedy. She didn't. And then she had some words on mainstream media for everyone else. This was the story. This is how it was covered. Let's go to the clip.
Did you see the president's press conference? Where did you hear about?
Yeah, we saw his press conference. It was on a lot, actually.
And then what? Did you seek out chloroquine?
I had it in the house because I used to have koi fish.
What would be your message to the American?
Did you kill those too?
Oh my God! Don't take anything. Don't believe anything. Don't believe anything the president says.
Okay, so.
Now, that's the clip, right? This is, hey, we saw Trump on TV, we believed him, so we drank koi fish cleaner. Now, first thing I find it very interesting is that they're referencing koi fish. Because this is the second time that koi fish has come up around Trump. As you remember, he goes to Japan, there was the whole koi fish overfeeding. That, to me, in itself was a little weird. I don't know anybody that has koi fish, let alone it being mentioned twice around Trump. But regardless, I don't know. Maybe koi fish are a big thing over in the US. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I found it a little weird that they were referencing the exact same fish that the mainstream media tried to claim that Trump had overfed. But it gets worse.
Here's the thing, and let me make a case. Some of this is absolutely 100% true that we have and then I will offer my opinion, okay? The truth is we know that it's a sham.
Now, we're only going to deal with the truth here. His opinion, I'll talk about it, but we're not going to listen to that.
that she hates President Donald Trump, right? So at the very least, this was a fake story on that front. So you probably already know, and I am going to be looking down to make sure that I get this correctly. She was obviously a prolific Democrat donor. She donated to Hillary Clinton in 2016. We were able to confirm her identity and these reports. Okay, this has been released publicly, something I haven't seen covered anywhere else, though I don't know that nowhere else has covered it. She specifically donated to nonprofits that were progressive sort of science nonprofits. Basically, if you read their mission statement, it was the agenda, the mission was to counteract the anti-science agenda, the anti-medicine agenda of the conservative right.
I thought it was to make
like chloroquine,
cleaner.
Like chloroquine, clinical trials. So you know that. What you don't know, okay, and is exclusive here, the same woman, I think we have an overlay here, on social media called President Trump a psycho pres. Okay, she called him a psycho president, and she has a history of violent behavior. Okay, so this idea is, you're picturing her. The media has presented her as a pro-Trump middle American, right? She just trusted Trump, and her and her husband were drinking fish tank cleaner, holding each other like the couple in Titanic. When the truth is, she wanted to divorce her husband. Okay, so when she was discussing divorcing her husband in 2001, she attacked him, was arrested, was charged with domestic abuse assault, though eventually she was found not guilty. She still talked about wanting to divorce him in 2012 and said, quote, "I am furious all the time." She reiterated it in a 2013 court case. Now, some of this has been tweeted out. Okay, some of this information has been tweeted out, but we were able to confirm some of these other sources with these other claims with two separate sources. Okay, one of them being a lawsuit that people sort of covered, but they missed the assault case, where she filed against a company, I believe it was John Deere Tractor, where she worked for before. I don't know exactly why she sued them, but that's where the assault was mentioned. Because her real name wasn't used in any of the stories.
There we go.
Okay? And then the other one is we have some exclusive access to social media, and I had this corroborated with some folks in law enforcement. I looked it up. So she filed for I know when she filed for bankruptcy, some information that's not necessarily relevant, but it did serve to confirm this case. Now, here's the deal. We made sure to try and redact all the names. I obviously don't want to dox anyone. No. So please, nobody out there try and dox or figure anything out. But the media knows this woman's name. So they went out and they didn't cover her name. They just covered the story. This lady, who was a President Trump supporter, drank fish tank cleaner because Donald Trump is praising an unverified, unproven, not antibiotic, what is it? I guess an antiviral?
So that's the crux of the information, right? This woman's praising Donald Trump, believes Donald Trump, everything says, is watching him on TV, says, hey, he's talking about this koi fish cleaner, this chloroquine. We have that in the tank, so she goes and gets it and gives it to her and her husband. Now, the husband dies, and she doesn't. Now, Stephen Crowder then goes on and surmises that she might have tried to bump him off because she wanted to divorce him and she was in a loveless marriage, but here nor there, right? Who cares? Well, the police should probably care about that. But anyway, regardless, right? So this is already bad for the media, and we've already covered most of this already. But at the end of the day, it gets a lot worse. But just to reiterate what he's saying there, the media knows this woman's full name because they've spoken to her, right? They know her full name. They know all this situation about it, but they still tried to pass it off as this was someone who watched Donald Trump, believed everything that Trump said, typical middle American woman who goes and gets koi fish cleaner because at the end of the day, Donald Trump's praising the sun treatment, right? And the fact is that she's a Democratic donor. She literally is calling him a psycho pres. Do you think anybody that is a Hillary supporter, supports the Democrats, calls Donald Trump a psycho pres, is going to be watching Donald Trump's press conferences and sit there and think, Trump is talking about this treatment, boy, we should try it. Because we believe Trump. We hate Trump. We hate him because we call him a psycho pres, but he's talking about this unproven treatment, so we should go and try it and get it ourselves. That's the story the media is trying to spin here. Okay, probably not. No. If I hated Donald Trump, I probably wouldn't watch his press conferences at the best of times, let alone believe everything that he's said. It just seems a little weird to me. But it doesn't get any better for the media. Because Crowder actually went and...
Everyone remembers the late...
And actually went and spoke to MSNBC about it. And, well, I'm just going to play the clip because it's really kind of interesting. Let me see if I can... Actually, I've got the wrong clip up. Hang on. Let me grab the right clip for you. YouTube. I did have it and I've clicked the wrong button. It's gone through and played, I think. What if I go back? Yep, okay, here it is here. Because it's kept playing and it's jumped onto the next video, which is related. So here he is.
Okay, so at this point...
Steven Crowder calling the NBC to give them this information to see what their reaction is. And you could probably guess how this goes, but let's just jump into it.
You're probably familiar with the fish tank cleaner chloroquine lady, the story that you read, and we talked about this last week. It turns out she didn't drink the fish tank cleaner because she was a supporter of Trump. She actually hated Trump. We unveiled her voting records, as well as the fact that she hated her husband, was charged with domestic assault. Anyway, a lot of this information seemed important to the story because we were misled, and so we decided to call one of the original co-writers at NBC News from where this story spread to see just how interested she would be in the facts of the case, and if she had known them in advance all along or not. This is Media Today in a nutshell. Real news. Let us know what you think in the comments.
Hi, it's Erica.
Hi, Erica Edwards. Steven Crowder calling. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry that I missed your call. Do you have a minute?
Sure. What's up?
Well, I'm calling because I'm actually writing a story here, and I have some information from an anonymous source that I want to keep anonymous. And I know that you guys over there, obviously discretion is pretty important. It's regarding the woman who drank the fish tank cleaner, the chloroquine, which I believe I was trying to find who wrote it. I believe you co-wrote it with Vaughn Hilliard.
Yeah. And so where are you calling from?
So right now I'm actually calling from, but this isn't number.
Okay, but I mean, do you work? Are you like a freelancer or?
Yes, I'm a freelancer, and you know, again, I know it's. I've done some legwork there, and I know it's important to keep her obviously anonymous. I mean, I'm assuming you know the person in question who you wrote about. Sorry, I should ask that first.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so you did write the story, and you are aware that it's. Great. So I wanted to ask you this. I've come upon some information. You're doing some digging. The story originally that was published, stated that she drank fish tank cleaner, and obviously, sadly, her husband died. And there's an interview that was posted where she said she did it because she saw it from a Trump press conference, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then she did say that she trusted him and that no one should do the same. I have the article up right here. I wanted to know, since you know, were you aware of the fact that she was you must be a prolific Democratic donor?
I'm sorry?
Did you guys, you know her name, and obviously it's public record. Most people don't have the name because I understand it's anonymous, and rightfully so.
I didn't say her name, but I don't understand what your question is.
No, you didn't say her name, but I'm just saying I know her name. I was just confirming that way I'm not letting the cat out of the bag. So you know the woman in question, and obviously you guys do great journalism there at NBC News. So I wanted to know if you had discovered, if you came upon this information or can confirm that she is a Democratic donor who gave to Hillary in 2016 and repeatedly throughout her lifetime.
I don't know anything that's not even relevant to the story, quite frankly.
Well, isn't it relevant because she said that she did it because Trump told her to, and there are multiple sources here that show she was virulently anti-Trump as an activist for a long time. So it seems peculiar that she would all of a sudden decide to take medical advice from Donald Trump when she also gave to pro-science, anti-right-wing, anti-science ideology, as it's stated here, nonprofits.
Okay. Do you have a question for me? I mean, this sounds like it's your story.
Well, I am asking if you knew this when you posted the story, because it seems like it would be pretty relevant, no? That someone went out there saying no one should trust President Trump,
I think that you have a specific story that you're trying to tell, and that's totally cool.
No, see, I think that you did. I think that either you didn't do your due diligence. Also, let me move on here. Are you aware about the assault case with her husband? That she mentioned divorcing her husband? Because this is a totally separate instance here. We're not talking about politics, but she openly wanted to divorce her husband. And we found the court documents of her being charged with assault against her husband, who died from drinking the fish tank cleaner. Were you aware of that?
I think that you have a story there that you should go with. That's not my story.
Well, let me ask, since you published the original story,
I say Godspeed to you.
Would you be willing to correct the story since this is relevant information? Do you not see it as relevant information that a woman who went out saying she did something because she was a supporter of Trump, when we know that she's not, and she couldn't stand her husband? I have the evidence. I can send it to you. Would that be relevant? Would you like to care? I don't have a big news outlet. That's the thing. I have this information. I have corroborated it 100% with authorities. I would love to get it to you because I would love to see the truth get out here because, as we know, as journalists, it's very important. It's your story. You can take it. I don't want the credit. I just want to make sure the truth is out there. And I can send you all of this evidence.
If you would, I think that you have a story to tell, and I wish you good luck.
I think you have the truth to tell here, and I would like to provide it to you, NBC News. Do you understand that this is the definition of fake news at this point? I can provide you evidence right now that she was... That's news. Looking up.
Now, look, at the end of the day, I find this is very interesting. So, and I also like the fact that the NBC is basically sitting there saying, I think you have a story to tell. This seems like it's your story. And then literally accusing him of being, well, she's trying to accuse him of being partisan, saying, well, this sounds like something that you might be interested in. Okay, but you ran the story in the first place. You're the one that put this story out there and hasn't sort of told the whole truth about the situation. Look, at the end of the day, her having restraining orders been against her and her wanting to divorce her husband and all that, that's circumstantial, right? At the end of the day, you could say here nor there about that. But the fact that the media is literally sitting there claiming that she believed Trump because she saw the press conference. So she went out and tried this treatment because Trump told her to. I'm sorry, but if you're a Democratic supporter, if you're calling the president a psycho-prez, you're not going to go trying to drink this fish tank cleaner because Trump told you to. It's literally the definition of fake news. And when the NBC found out about it, and when Steven Crowder tries to talk to them about this, they seemingly aren't real interested in following up on the story. I find that very interesting. It's seemingly like NBC has a point of view they are trying to push. If you want to claim that Steven Crowder has a partisan view, sure, he does, yes. But so does the NBC here. The NBC is not interested in running this story about her with the assault charges because they want to make her obviously seemingly like an innocent biddy who believed the president, right? They don't want to talk about the restraining order against her because it just obviously might cause speculation. They don't want to talk about her talking about him being a psycho-prez. But this is stuff the NBC would have known because they have her full name. They would have done some background check to check her out. So they, A, didn't do their job and they're incompetent. Or B, they did their job, they found out, and they actively covered it up, so they're incompetent. Well, they're partisan hacks that are in pushing fake news. Either way, it's bad for NBC. Now, guys, obviously, at the end of the day, if you're not familiar with Steven Crowder, look, these clips are taken from his show. Please go subscribe to Steven Crowder. He does a good job. He really, really does. He doesn't need me to push his videos. His videos do really, really well. This video itself here has just under 200,000 views. So, and it's only been up for a day. This other one here was 300,000 views. So, like I say, he doesn't need me to push his videos, but I found this very interesting. That the NBC here does not seem to care about these other facts. Now, I noticed the fact that she also didn't answer the question when Steven Crowder asked her, did she know about this when she was writing the story? That's when she started getting real cagey. So she probably did. Because let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. At the end of the day, I don't know. I just more proof that the mainstream media is just pushing a narrative. I know we don't need more proof of that, but I suppose it's always good to have. Who knows? Maybe we can convert someone who's still a believer. I don't know. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. There's not going to be any third, fourth, or fifth video today. This is going to be it. I'm going to go to bed, and then I'm going to get up and do some streaming later today. I do have tonight off work, so I'll be streaming and doing some more videos. I'm sick of talking about beer bug. I really, really am. I want to talk about something else. So yeah, suggestions. Ellen does a good job of. Ellie sends me links all the time. She sent me some great stories. I love you, Ellen. I really, really do. But yeah, I don't know. But one of them's a little old. Maybe I'll run it. I don't know if I can put it on YouTube. But anyway, because let me know your thoughts are in the comment section below about this. And like I say, go subscribe to Steven Crowder. He does a really, really good job. Apart from that, guys, have a great night. Enjoy yourselves, everybody. And we'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day.